Graham Rowntree has been in Limerick meeting with Munster with the view to potentially becoming forwards coach. Certainly he's in the conversation at the moment. A man of vast experience. I think 3 Lions tours he's been on, and obviously worked with Andy Farrell as well in the England setup, as well as Stuart Lancaster from 2011 until 2015. Ryan, I might start with yourself. What kind of a recruitment would he be? Is it well, probably is a positive step in that at the moment there's nobody there anyway.
Yeah, that's true. No, but I think, obviously in the aftermath of the news that both Jerry Flannery and Felix Jones have been leaving, I think, a lot of Munster fans would be worried about losing that identity, obviously, and obviously while Graham Rowntree is an Englishman, certainly the initial reaction to the links that Murray was reporting last night has been really positive from a Munster point of view. I think a lot of fans out there are excited by the prospect of him linking up, and it was the exact same with Rob Howley. Like, these guys have got obviously incredible CVs, and I think the fear for a lot of Munster fans, just talking to them as well, is that Van Graan, because it's a World Cup year as well, that a lot of coaches will be obviously hired and in jobs and under contract then for the next cycle, is that he might have to look back at South Africa or whatever, and it kind of doesn't raise too much excitement among Munster fans. But I think this is another name really that would kind of set the pulses racing really, and kind of cause excitement and hopefully maybe add to what Van Graan has got at Munster already. Yeah,
he worked as well at one of your former clubs, Harlequins, and he granted he's not a Munster man and maybe won't bring with him that Munster identity, if we can call it that, but he's a hard bastard, and I think Munster people can gravitate towards that for sure.
Yeah, he's I'm not so sure if as he would set my pulse racing, as Ryan said, Graham Rowntree.
But you're not a Munster fan, Andy.
Well, I am a Munster fan. I obviously I'm a Leinster man and ex-Leinster player, but I'm a fan of a club as colourful and with as much culture as Munster, a province that has really such a rich history. And it's interesting because, is it a case that they could go, there's 2 ends of the spectrum? Do they really embrace that and bring in a homegrown hero, in a perfect world? Do they go and look at a Roger or a Paul O'Connell, or and really go back to this is what we are and who we are? And there's a fear, I think, among ex-players of you go into that environment and suddenly you're walking down the street in Limerick or Cork, and your things aren't going well and people are having a go on you. It becomes very parochial, very difficult to live in that environment as an ex-legend. Where do you go? It's very, very tricky. So they might look, I think, down the line as somebody coming in to be a director of rugby like Leo Cullen. I think Leinster have got that mix right. An ex-player who's maybe not the one that gets abuse hurled at him all the time for performance on the field, and Lancaster's such a strong character. So maybe that kind of angle, they bring in a hardy, experienced guy who's been international level, Lions level, who is he's not probably going to be intimidated by that Munster cultural side of things, and will just be all about performance potentially, and I hasten to say exciting appointment, but maybe a pragmatic one.
Yeah. More than a stopgap, you'd probably.
Yeah. So, well, that with the coaching experience he's got, I doubt he would be interested in taking a job that's as a stopgap. He probably, the other query is, would he have an eye on being a head coach or running a team? He's never done that. Andy Farrell has now obviously come through the ranks as a coach and done that, but you've got to run that through Van Graan as well. Is there a guy there with ambitions to be the top guy, and is that going to cause hassle? I don't know.
The other point is that he's obviously with Georgia at the World Cup, so on the basis that Van Graan will want his management team in place for pre-season, he Very won't true. If they go down the Rowntree route, he obviously won't be available. Now Georgia might get knocked out at the pool stages and he'll be back earlier than expected, but at the same time it's still not ideal.